Hey guys, it's Jen, and today we are going to look at a few different changes to Kindle Direct Publishing that I think are rock star. They're awesome, especially as you're thinking about your writing business and expanding your writing business. I have another video that I will actually break down how we set up our business as its own publishing house, like a little independent publisher. That way you can publish multiple authors and things like that. With that being said, I'm going to log in under the publishing house, which is Prince Hawthorne Publishing. And so we have quite a few books in the works. We have some nonfiction, some fiction. So these are books that are actually already either published or they're available for pre order, or some of them have even been published and they recently were unpublished. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at Gilding Lilies just as an example. That's this book right here. The reason why I want to look at that one is I had actually run a campaign on that particular book where people could get it for free for like a week. And so I had several downloads, and that part was great. But some of the feedback that I got made me actually realize, like, okay, you need to actually do something with this novel. You need to take it in a different direction, make sure it's very engaging from the very beginning. People shouldn't have to get to the middle of your book to get, interested in the story. So I unpublished it, and so you can tell it was originally like published in September. I think the original published date was actually March, and then it came down, and then I added the new cover, and it came down again, so I could make the needed changes to make it like a really, really enjoyable book. All right. Well, anyway, let me get to the point. So, a few of the things to show you. One is now within Kindle Direct Publishing, you can actually create a paperback. And the other thing is you can actually link your two accounts. So I'm going to be showing you just kind of a step-by-step how to do this. I am not ready for Gilding Lilies to be released yet. It is actually being re-released on Christmas Day. Everyone with their Amazon gift cards hopefully will decide to spend, $3 on a really, really, really worthwhile story. And so I'm doing a lot of the back end marketing right now, going through the editing process and getting the final go ahead. However, let's just pretend like it's a final product. It's good to go. All right. So if it is, the first thing that we're going to go over is creating the paperback. And what I love about Kindle is that it is really a step by step. I mean, literally, it's not anything that we really have to go over in crazy detail. However, it steps you through your paperback. What language is it going to be in? Do you need to add anything to the title? Is this a part of a series? It's very similar to what you already filled out on the original page. It has you look at the actual description. Again, this is what's on Amazon's page. So, do you need to make any changes to that, as well as your publishing rights, so on and so forth. I'm going to talk about keywords probably in the next video, because these keywords are not where it's at. Okay. It's not going to get the job done. And so that's one of the things that I wanted to update. But for the purpose of this for today, I just want to kind of show you guys this new exciting tool. It does ask if you already have it set up on CreateSpace. I do not, so I'm just going to click no. If you do, basically, if you look at the why does this matter, it actually will break down why. Okay. This deals a lot with the ISBN numbers and things of that nature. But this one was never on CreateSpace, so I'm going to click no. And then I'm going to go ahead and continue to the next page. All right, so on this next page, it basically gives you a few different options. These are things that are crucial. So we signed up to create like a publishing house. And in order to do that, and in order to really be legitimate and actually make sure that we're doing things in a way that is respectable, right? There's a lot of people that are kind of coming out with these, oh, it's a 99-cent novel and it's trash, and so that's not really what we stand for. So we have our own ISBN. Now, if you want to use one of Kindle's ISBNs, that's fine, but just keep in mind that if you imprint as your own publisher, you get to retain the rights. You can sell it on multiple platforms. There's just a ton more you can do with your book than if you just do the free version. However, I do know that sometimes, money can be tight. ISBNs are definitely not cheap. So, in the event that you actually need to do the free version, that's perfectly fine. I have ISBNs, so I just would put, I have my own ISBN, and then I would copy my ISBN there, as well as the imprint, which is Prince Hawthorne Publishing. The publication date, this actually goes based upon the very, very first publication date. So even though today it's December, I would have to put March 2016. So even though my re-release is literally happening right before the new year, which is perfectly fine, you have to actually put the date that it was first published. And if this is your time, if you're just publishing this for the first time, you can just actually leave this blank. All right, and now we get to the fun stuff. So the fun part of this is you can actually play around with the sizing and play around with the coloring and all of that for your print book. So, of course, black and white, it always looks really, really good. But you have two different options. You have either like cream color paper or white paper. Then it has different sizes that it can actually be trimmed to. And it actually, I love on Create Space where it actually shows you what that looks like. You can download the template. And so I'll make sure to show you guys that at some point. Bleed and no bleed, basically that goes to, does it go all the way to the edge, or is there like a margin, so to speak? And then for the cover, do you want it matte or do you want it glossy? And I always go back and forth. I would love to know what you guys think. What do you think looks better? Or does it depend on the genre? Like if it's YA, does it look better if it's glossy? But if it's romance, it should be matte. I don't know. I would love the psychology behind glossy versus matte covers, but I don't know. But anywho, you have these two options. So, takeaway from this is it is very, very simple now to take your book, and literally this week, we are breaking down how I can take this one book and I can expand that into literally three separate streams of income. One being your actual ebook, and we'll be breaking down the title and the cover and all that stuff. Then there's the audiobook, in which you can rake in some serious cash flow, especially if you get a good narrator. And then on this end, without going to Create Space, without going to another site or whatever, you can literally create your paperback version. You will have to load the manuscript again. You're going to have to load the cover again. And keep in mind that the dimensions for the cover are going to be a little bit different. So, one thing I do suggest is that you download the cover template. And the cover template, it basically will break down literally what sizing your piece needs to be. So if it's a 6x9, let's say the page count is whoa 185, and then we're gonna do cream color, and then you can download that cover. And when you open it up, it'll actually have it in a PDF version. Okay. And then this is where you can make your adjustments. Or if for some reason you do not have access to a PDF version, then you can actually, it's not that anymore. Where'd you go? All right. I gotta go back to my drive. Um, Basically, I like the PDF version, but there is also a PNG version, and it says it right here. And so that was the other. It had the two options. You can either choose to edit it in the PDF, or you can choose to edit it in the PNG format. So, anyway, guys, it is late, but I can stay up and talk about this stuff literally all night. I just dream and I think and I create, and that's what I do. So every time I come up with something new, I'm gonna always share it with you guys. I know some of these get kind of long, so I'll try to kind of keep it shorter next time. Less than 10 minutes. All right. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great evening. Think income stream. All right. Happy writing. Bye, guys.